Coming in hot, Chichi. What's going on, brother?
Casey on the road again. On the road again.
I'm
Making moves.
in my office at the network.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
But not working today.
I'm not working. No, I'm up here because Jake's got a workout with the Cubs tomorrow up here in Jersey. So I'm just I'm up here for daddy duties.
I love it, dude. I love it.
I just like tell you the truth, not daddy duties. I like going to these workouts.
It's got to be fun, dude, first of all. I'm sure your heart's racing more than your son's because he's built.
It is.
It's so awesome. It's also great to see East Coast getting some love. Get some East Coast guys in the big leagues. I like that.
There's some good East Coast guys out there that can play some ball. You know what I mean?
Nice. First order of business. Thanks to everybody who chimed in on our favorite catches stuff. There was a lot of dudes came in with some great things. We forgot. It's not that we forgot. We were just on a random stream of consciousness.
Yeah, right.
Like, these are the best catches ever. I hate people go nuts about that. Couple great suggestions. Kirby Puckett. Remember that we'll see you. It wasn't a we'll see you tomorrow night. It was something like that. When he robbed that ball up in the
with the glass against the glass in the Metrodome.
Great call there. Great play there.
What a play.
Kenny Lofton one year literally like stepped up and climbed the wall, got like 3 feet over it. Another great one. What else were they picking?
And also, Kenny Lofton should be a Hall of Famer. Go look at his numbers. I'm just saying,
100%,
no doubt about it. But what a play! That I remember that play. He scaled into the middle of the wall. It was like it was where like there was a window there, and then jumped. I mean, dude, he played college basketball too for Arizona. You think he
was legit, dude? Yeah. Google Kenny Lofton college basketball. He was for real. He looked like dunk. He could dunk. That's part of the reason why he can climb and steal homers. He was awesome. All right, so we got that. Moving along to more.
Wait, wasn't there another one you said?
Wait, didn't you think of one? I thought you thought of one.
I thought you said there was another one you meant.
There were tons. Hold on. Let's go. I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah, there was one more you told me this morning. I'm like, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, somebody mentioned Berkman's catch on Tal's Hill, which was freaking awesome.
That was an incredible catch when he was like, Berkey's first off, one of the funniest guys ever. He like hit the hill and like crumbled and then like came up with the catch. Dude, that was dangerous out there.
Dude, that was terrible. That was the dumbest thing ever.
So dumb. There was a hill out there. These guys are making millions of dollars a year. They could ruin your career.
Unbelievable. It was terrifying. There's a Devon White catch. Look how high he is above the thing here.
Oh,
Devon White was one of the greatest.
Devo is one of the best of all time, dude. And there's a lot of guys that played with him, like Dan Plesac can say he's the best.
Best they've ever seen, yeah. There was another Griffey catch they were talking about.
Andrew Jones has had some incredible catches.
Yes. And then
what about the Griffey? What about the Griffey one or was that Andrew Jones where he Spider-Man's into the wall over his shoulder?
That was Griffey, and I think he broke his wrist.
Broke his wrist, and I think Jones did that too.
Yeah, I mean, some great ones out there. Keep them coming though. This is a organic thing here. But let's continue to something else. Maybe robbing a home run is one of the most exciting things. But when you hit a home run, as far as Aaron Judge hit a home run last night, I think that trumps robbing a home run, dude. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I got a question for you, too. You know, when you see where Judge hit that ball in Kansas City at Kauffman Stadium, first off, that's not an easy place to hit home runs. Second of all, Aaron Judge could hit out of Yellowstone. It's not like, any park, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, dude, that ball, I've never seen a ball go off that sign in left center. Well, and they said it was 464. Who's measuring these things, dude?
Come on.
Who's measuring these things? Let's stop it. There's no way is that 464. That's got to be 500 and some feet.
I agree, dude. That was Bill Ricken Bill Ricken is one of the smarter guys ever. And he dives into things. He used to, especially when StatCast just started, he used to take the fence and measure like the seats and where you go on things. And he's like, there's no way that's where that is, which is funny because everybody wants to see the 103 mile per hour fastball on the thing. Everybody wants to see the ball 500 feet. It's interesting how they have never caved to being like, wait, that's actually probably further than our measurements.
Right. No, it's true. And it is. Common sense.
Yes.
Common sense says, okay, if the ball's 100 and some 50 feet up against that sign and I move it back, it's probably going to go another 100 feet. It's got to be 500 and some feet, dude. It's like.
Had to be, dude. Anyway.
No freaking way.
Well, that's not even. Here's the thing. It is arguable that Aaron Judge is having the greatest offensive season ever, and I'm talking about comparison to the greatest seasons ever. Here's one from something Yankees world. Top 3 hitting seasons of all time by weighted runs created plus. I'm not really into these deep ones, but in 2022, Barry Bonds had a 244. In 2001, Barry Bonds had a 235. In 1920, Babe Ruth had a 234. So those are two pretty good players.
They're huge, too. Those are huge numbers.
Okay. Aaron Judge right now is at 250. That's 6 points higher than Bonds.
That's incredible.
He's hitting 398. He's got a 495 on base percentage. He's slugging 784. His OPS is 1.279. And I mentioned a 250. He literally could go 450 home runs. I'm not putting it outside of the realm of possibility. Sounds impossible, but he does the impossible.
He's playing in another stratosphere, dude. I mean, and dude, he's a great hitter. You know, the fact he's almost hitting 400, right below 400, it's incredible. Dude, I said it to him, and I'll say it. Sorry, I got a call. Yeah, I got a call. I said it to him, and I've said it to you before on the podcast, is that I knew he was going to have a monster year, dude. And I said it before the season started. When I saw he had a daughter in the off season, I was like, what a perspective shift. And Chinch, I really believe, and Harvey Dorfman, who was my mental performance coach back when I played, used to tell me, if you don't have proper perspective in your life, you'll never be the player that you need to be in the box. Because baseball's not life. I don't care how many millions you make. I don't care who you represent in big league baseball. This isn't your life. His life is his wife, Sam, his parents, and now his little daughter, Nora, that was born. And I told Judgy, I said, dude, when you come home and you go 0 for 4 in a couple punchies and everyone's telling you stink, and you go to pick up your daughter and she's smiling at you, maybe she needs a diaper change, or you're holding her and she's sleeping on you, that 0 for 4 doesn't mean crap. It matters that you're her dad. That's all that matters. And I'm telling you, dude, when I see Judgy going off, I feel there's like a weight lift of like, it's all good. Aaron Judge having another reason to go out and dominate, another reason to be like, listen, I got to keep things in perspective here. Like, I'm Nora Rose's dad first, and then I'm Aaron Judge for the Yankees. Just makes you the weight of the world comes off your shoulders. I really believe when I look at Judgy playing this year, I know he's already had some MVP years, but this one looks a little different, and it looks like he's playing a lot more free. Like, let's go. Playing with house money. And I also think, Chinch, getting to the World Series last year and getting that taste and losing in Game 5, failure's information, failure's feedback. What's the data that we got from that? And I really believe that's part of it too. So I just, dude, I'm proud of him. He's one of my favorite people in the world. He's such an amazing man. But I can only imagine, what who he is as a teammate and who he is as a player are two of the best in the world. I can only imagine him as a father. And I really believe, dude, that little girl has put a new perspective on things for him. And I know it did for me.
Dude, I mean, it's great. It's all great points. And the other thing is, like, humility, dude. Like, these guys in the postgame, everybody wanted to say, hey, what does that feel like? What is it? Feinsand asked him a great question. He's like, do you ever stop and go, wow, I can't believe I did that? And his answer was, I don't have time. I got to start running. I got to play the game. And it's like, it's funny that there's those low angle, high res angles of home runs now that MLB has in the ballparks that are just so amazing. It's just like the guy swing. And I saw his last night, and he swung and just started running, dude. If I hit a ball that far, last night, I would still be standing at home plate. You'd have to come get me because I would watch it and pimp it. And there's guys, you see dudes, I'm not going to name names, but you see a guy hit a home run really far. There's a couple guys out there that hit them really far. And when they do, they're just standing there. Yeah. And they'll turn to the dugout. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's great. Fine. It's good for baseball. It's exciting. Kids like it. But there's a certain thing about we've talked about it a lot on the show, the Barry Sanders just handing the ball to the ref.
Right.
Right. Aaron Judge is like almost like Barry Sanders-esque in a way he carries himself when he's doing all these things that nobody else can do, much like Barry Sanders.
I mean, I think it's you're exactly right. I mean, it's a great comp. He's just like Barry Sanders, and he's just like I remember Matt Williams. Matt Williams used to homer, and Matt Williams used to tell me. I remember when I was with him in Cleveland, like act like you've been there before. So I'm not being the old curmudgeon. At the end of the day, I like the bat flips too. I think it's good, but take note, dude. Success leaves clues. When you got the greatest player of all time hitting a ball 500 some feet and taking off out of the box, maybe it's not such a bad thing. When you got the greatest player of all time that can't help but to talk about his teammates, maybe that's not such a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like the humble warrior. You know what I mean? The guy that said he's coming for you. I promise you. This guy thinks he's the best player on the planet. He's not going to let you know, but when he hits the ball, you're going to know. You know what I mean? And I think that he lets his play do the talking. Always has. Just such a humble man. Comes from great stock, man. Patty and Wayne Judge are just wonderful, wonderful people, and they raised a great kid.
There you go. All right, transitioning to another great kid, Ian Happ. You love this guy. He's like a little brother to you in a lot of ways, and I'm going to give you credit for something. He had gone like 80 at bats without hitting a homer. Everybody's like, "Where's his power? Where's his power?" Last Thursday night, he goes deep. Friday morning on our show, you came on and you said this.
I think Ian Happ's about to get power hot. He just homered yesterday, crushed the ball, second deck out there in Washington where no one hits him. Happer's got huge power, so I think he's going to get going.
I told you, Chichi, 2 bombs last night. He's getting it rolling. I just know with Happ, it's about getting that slot. I think when you start seeing him hit a ball, I think a couple of days ago he hit one like second deck out there. I think it was in Washington, a place where no one hits him. Yeah, the place where no one hits him, and that's when I'm like, oh, he's about to get hot. Because if you go look at Happer's career, he hits them in bunches. And I'll tell you what, when Happ gets hot, into that lineup, in that lineup with the way PCA's been swinging, obviously Tucker's in there, Suzuki's been swinging. I mean, that lineup is loaded, and the one thing was missing was Happ's power. Well, that's about to take off.
There you go. And let's stick with the hot theme, and we'll go to team-oriented hot themes. Dude, your Cincinnati Reds have won. They've had some struggles. They couldn't hit for a while. They've won 5 in a row. Listen, the Cubs are really good right now. They're only 6.5 out, and they're within reach of some of the wild card spots. And on the West Coast, San Francisco has won 6 in a row. Yeah. They are a half game behind the monstrous Dodgers, who have so many injuries to their pitching staff. This is all interesting, dude.
Well, I think, and also, too, the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are 37-30 now. They're creeping. I mean, there's some teams to watch that are kind of subtly stealth, back in this race and back, doing what they need to do. Listen.
Dude, sorry, I got to add the Rays to that. 7-3 in their last 10. They're only 4 and 5 games out behind the Yankees.
Right. That's first off, Kevin Cash for the Rays. How they keep doing that every year is just phenomenal. Like, there's no star power anywhere on that team. But when you look at the Reds, I mean, listen, Andrew Abbott comes up, Humes, complete game, shutout, 1-0 win. That you're always looking for that one player too. Jake Fraley made a play. Jose Ramirez was going to lead off the 7 with a bullet in the corner. Fraley did like a unbelievable behind, like angled dive, full out stretch Superman catch, kind of saved the game. But I love what Tito said. I don't know if you saw it after the game, his post game, when he was like. He said, I felt like it was his game. It was his game to lose. I was going to leave him in there and let him have it, not try to, like, mix and match the bullpen and, hey, it's this many pitches and so needs to pitch. Tito went with a feel there, an old school feel, and said, you know what, this is his game. He's going to win it or lose it. And Andrew Abbott went out there and won it. So, dude, their pitching has just been lights out. Andrew Abbott's been, below 2 ERA. He's been wonderful all year long. Just a great lefty coming up from Virginia a couple years ago. And so you got to love what the Reds are doing. They're finding ways to win. They're 35-33 now. There's a lot of teams in the Central that are playing good ball. The Brewers are playing good ball. The Cardinals, the Cubs. There's 4 teams over 500 in the Central. The Giants, man, since a couple of days ago when Buster Posey made a couple of those moves, sent down a couple guys, got rid of late Lamont Wade, and he picked up Dom Smith, did a couple things here and there. They've won 6 in a row, dude. They've won 6 in a row. They look good. They're a half game back of the Dodgers, right? Isn't that, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
They're right there. They're right there. 39-23, I think. They're playing great ball. That's a fun team to watch. Willie Adames had a couple days off, went deep yesterday. They scored 4 to beat the Rockies, so they're playing well. But the Blue Jays too, man, they're getting it going. I mean, and the one thing with the Blue Jays, it feels like it's been a new guy every night, whether it's Springer or it's Bichette or it's Barger or don't look now, but Alejandro Kirk is hitting 323, dude, with over an 800 OPS. Just hit his 5th bomb. So, they're doing some things over there in Blue Jay land. Max Scherzer's about to come off the DL. So those are some fun teams, and it's fun to watch these teams, making that run when you're like, oh, what Blue Jays. See, that's the one thing about baseball, Chich. You could be sitting at 500 and we think, oh, man, John Schneider's going to get fired and Ross Atkins, all of a sudden, bam, you rattle off, 9 to 10. Next thing you know, you're 7 games above 500. You're right in the race. Like, that's baseball. Like, as a front office, you sometimes got to be patient, let it play out and see where this team's going to go. Can they make a quick run and get us back into it? This game, sometimes this league's a game of runs.
Yeah, to your point, 10 games ago, the Blue Jays were 7 out in the East. And they've gone 8-2. The Yankees have gone 5-5. They picked up 3 games. They're right in there. They can touch them. They can touch the Yankees.
Touch it. Exactly.
There you go. All right, dude, are you going to get one of those fresh Mott sandwiches today? You should do that.
Are you kidding me? That's where I'm going, dude. Wednesdays, Giovanni's has the roast beef, bro. They get the hot roast beef. You put some fresh Mott's on top. I don't eat the bread, but I put it right in a little bucket. It's a bucket. Hot peppers in there. Oh, I can't wait. I'm salivating. I gotta go work out. I gotta go work out first though to make sure I take care of business. You know what I'm saying?
Get those calories. Get a little calorie spot that you can fill up, dude. I love it. All right. Have fun, David.
All right, Chichi, man. Have a great rest of your day, brother. Love you. Thanks for everybody listening. We'll see you guys tomorrow.